Gotta test the audio. There may be some echo. Okay, let's see here. Audio test, audio test, audio test. Okay, let's see here. Audio test, audio test, audio test. Alright. Alright. Here. Okay. You guys tell me if the audio is alright, cause I don't know, like I was testing the shit yesterday, and like I turned on this fucking audio gates option in OBS, and apparently what it does is that it just like it deactivates the microphone when I'm not talking. But the thing is that I think that if I talk and have like pauses, like for a while, it just basically kind of like mutes me if I take a pause beyond speaking. So let me know if it's like understandable what I'm saying. Uh, Otherwise, oh yeah, I've changed like my audio settings on my microphone to have this sort of like clean up a little bit of the noise. All right, you guys let me know if everything is technically okay. Usually, Knight is here to shout at me if I fuck up something, but I'll be counting on you guys this time around. Alright, welcome to the stream. Feel free to spam the rage faces that Hitbox has. They're in the emotes. They're great. You know, they're really good. Just the kind of quality I expect. Yeah, there you go. They're still here. It's fucking 9 gagged here, mean faces. Pretty good. Alright, Alright folks, today we're gonna be talking about mission making, specifically mission making with, oh by the way, I just wanna dedicate the stream to our friend Royal, cat shut up, our good friend Royal, who apparently got either abducted or murdered, so, you know, it's, we miss you Royal. So, this stream will be about mission making in Arma 3, specifically using the framework that we have developed here in BromA. This stream, of course, is intended, like I said before, to people who really don't have a lot of experience or any experience at all with mission making. I will not be covering the ground basic concepts of like mission making. Like for example, I'm not going to be going explaining like all the scripting commands, or I'm not going to be going over like every single editor function. This here is going to be like a crash course on how you go about making a mission happen. The really useful things in order that you need to know in order to make it happen. So of course you are more than encouraged to extend on your own after this, look after some other commands. But for the time being, I think this will give you a very good idea on what goes behind making a mission in Armor 3. Alright, so the first step that I want to direct you guys to is, of course, downloading the framework. Very easy. I have yesterday made a new release of it, so I'm going to post a link here in chat. But of course, if you look on Google for, just search BromA framework, GitHub or whatever, you will find it. It's right there. So you just go to the releases page. There's going to be 2 releases. By the way, I'm not going to show my Firefox because you guys are going to see all the links that I have to my my weird pornography websites, and of course I wouldn't want that to go out in the open. So you just go to the GitHub, click on the releases. It's going to be the latest one. Should be at the time of this stream version 0.74. And what you want to do, you just want to get the source code in a zip file. I'm going to click on that, download it, and let's leave it there for now. So since we have the framework downloaded, next step is we're going to go to Armor 3. Here we go. And thank you, you autosave. Totally not when you do that. And we're just gonna go here to the editor. Now I'm gonna leave here. I'm gonna close Eden because I wanna let's take this together. Let's go. Let me hold your hands and take you very slowly. This will be a little date between you and I. So we got here the Armor 3 menu. By the way, if you're not yet in the BromA unit, you're a piece of shit. I hope you die. So once you open Armor 3, gonna have the menu here. In order to start editing missions, obviously you would click in Editor. Gonna choose your map. For the sake of this, let's choose a map that we're gonna really use a whole lot. Oh, there you go. Uzbekistan Mountains. That sounds good to me. I'm gonna click on here. Gotta hit OK. Man, my fucking earbuds just keep like. You're trying to chatter. Just it's a long fucking time. Yes, I'm aware that I did promise a face cam. Yesterday I spent about, I don't know, 5 hours deciding between if I was gonna sew a fursuit, like a raccoon fursuit for me to wear, or if I was gonna I tried applying some makeup, to look prettier, like wearing like a wig. I had like this beautiful blonde wig, but they had too much contrast on the camera, or if I was just gonna use a face rig. But I did not find an anime girl that really like conveyed myself in it. Like it's just kind of like it wasn't just really conveying my personality. So I just decided to have no camera at all. Okay, I want to give you guys a first, like a crash on how a mission is made, like on the go. It's like uninterrupted. What does it look like when you're making a mission? Just gonna like what I'm gonna do here is that I'm gonna try to, from start to finish, go and try to make a mission in like maybe 15 minutes. We'll see. Again, I'm not gonna explain any part of the process. Just try to keep up if you don't know anything about it. But you just sort of like to give you an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so we're gonna start off by, I'm gonna make a folder here. So go to Arma. Let's save this new mission and call it Nife My Test Mission. Gonna save. Gonna go here, copy the framework files to my test mission missions folder. Again, don't worry if you're not following. I will go through every single step of this later, so I have to freak out about it. How the fuck don't I have SQF editor open? That's fucked up. Let's add the projects to this. I am bothered by this. Why don't I have Nife? Man, there's so many fucking goddamn missions here. I need to clean up all this shit. There's just so much. There's so many of them. Should be. Is it even organized by like alphabetical order? There it is. My test mission. All right, cool. All right, sweet. So let's just open here the mission again. Now that I've loaded the framework in, Nife, my test mission. These are the things that I do not like about Eden. It is really fucking slow. Alright, just gonna delete these, that, these, these, these. Just gonna have some snipers on the mission. Delete that. These, delete the comments. Just delete all comments here. Ah! Whoops. I did not mean to hit enter. I meant to hit delete. Now I'm gonna pay for it, because this shit's gonna take a long time to fucking load. That was bad. I just mashed the enter key. Damn it, Armor 3. Ah, man. You know, one thing that really disturbs me about Armor 3, especially our preset, is that when I'm developing this framework, you know, I usually load the game without any content mods. You know, usually just have like Ace or something. Yeah, whatever, man. Fuck off. Ah, God, this is such a hassle. You know, usually just have the game with no. Dude, are you fucking serious? Yeah, whatever. Just go back. And you know, it just loads like so much faster. Like it loads obscenely faster without any of the add-ons like RHS and all these things. I mean, I'm talking like sometimes the mission like it crashes like DAC for example if you're running some content mods. It's fucking ridiculous. So we're gonna remove some of the extraction points here. So, this here. Let's see here. What's a good place? Shikarkale sounds good. So everybody here. Gonna put our units starting there. This here. Gonna take our vehicles there. Trucks here. The transport trucks put them there. Take the light vehicles put them here. Arma here. Helicopters here, whatever. Yeah. This garbage there. Cool. Let's have some enemies in the mission. Let's put some here in Gilovir. Let's put here in Kushab. 2. 1. Put some here. 3. And let's have an enemy officer that we gotta kill. Let's have a little semi army guy. Infantry, shore officer. Here. Send this guy my officer. Alright, save. Hopefully that should be it for the design of the mission itself. So leave this here because I don't need it. Alright, now let's go to the coding part and we'll make the magic happen. Alright, so. There we go. So let's go here. Missions. Settings. Mission settings. Let's change here this to Marines. Enemies are going to be Mujahideen. It looks good. Let's go now for the objectives. Mission AI and tasks. Let's delete the tasks here. Task number 1, kill the officer. Oops. Just kill him. That's not how you spell officer. Get pause. My officer not alive. My officer is to kill. Cool. Now for mission AI. So let's have a camp here too supporting these guys because that'll be interesting. Let's put the camp right in the middle. Send this C1, save, copy, copy this here too. C1, trigger 2, create a default enemy zone, name zone 2, that'll work 2, with 10 groups of 5 groups of infantry. Oops. 5 groups of infantry, 5 groups of vehicles. What's a 5 groups of armor? Yeah, let's have some tanks. On the camp here, we save infantry here. 25 response. And really, it's going to be an enemy camp. And 1 network. 1 network. 1. Create 1, 2. Activate the camp in enemy zone. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Tasks are yes. Officer. Use the enemy that we gotta kill. Correct number 3. And I'm just gonna go here. Go. And I think we're good. Alright, let's test our mission. Just if everything is done correctly, this should be a mission finished. See if there's any immediate errors. Every time that I do these streams, I mean, I am coughing up like smoke because my throat is so dry. Okay, I may have placed those vehicles too close from one another. I think I placed them like a little too close from the. Oh, that was some good alarm right there. Okay. let's just restart. Just once. They'll probably explode again, but I think I had a little bit of since they just kind of spawn on top of each other. I mean, again, if you place the vehicles on a non probably not clipping with house and things like that, it won't probably harm you. Sorry. Okay. Alright, zones initializing. Just hold the camera here. I really want to fix this fucking gun particles error. It really is annoying. Like, I think this is like legitimately causing Hellas Planet to crash at some points. It's really messed up. Yeah, my computer is now running super fast now that I'm streaming. Okay, there we go. We switched this thing here to Marines, and we have our tanks, the vehicles as we wanted. Like I said in the in the editor, we got our our support vehicles. We got our LEVs, our Humvees, tanks, whatever. Everything looks good. Let's see here, my player unit. Our player unit does have Marine uniform. We can change that to Desert Camel in a second. We'll do that later when I'm properly explaining. Now let's check out our enemies. I got to increase the AO, but that's okay. Our enemies are indeed Mujahideen. There's some trucks. As I have told in that zone, I want it to be some vehicles in there. Here's our officer, the target of the mission that I have to kill. Let's take a look at this camp here. So we have a camp here that will be supporting friendlies with reinforcements. Good. I mean, okay, not looking good. It's looking terrible, but you know that's okay. Gonna go here, check out our other zone, the rougher one. You see some armor in here, hopefully. Yes. Got some BM whatevers. Some infantry. Alright, let's just see if we can complete this mission. Here's this. Here it is. Kill the officer. Alright, now let's hope that I do not get shot by the officer, because that would be very embarrassing, at least in the live stream. Alright. There we go. Officer's dead. Should see a mission completed. Cool. And escape. Camera. And they're gonna magically extract back. But yeah, they're probably gonna come back. And then everything works. Oh no, the extraction zone is right there. I forgot to move that. But that's okay. That's okay for now. That's alright. I'm not gonna wait until AI comes back here. Okay, and there we go. We have a full finished mission in Armor 3. Now, of course, I'm not gonna end the stream because that was just basically nothing. You know, just me tossing things around. So not really a whole lot of explanation. Sonics, I'm sorry. I will interact with the scenario with the chat. But again, this was just to give you guys sort of like an idea of this is what it looks like when you make a mission. You know, place down objects, move vehicles, place down the zones, camp here, camp there, change the loadouts. You know, and just do all these things. Yes, Lux is confirming right now. I will do a hula hoop dance in my underwear if donations start to happen. But I'm gonna need to see some big bucks. I'm just going for my. Fellas, you guys have a really unhealthy obsession with bananas. I mean, I understand the whole, you know, nationality fetishism, but you gotta lay it off. Anyway, so let's now get back to the basics of it. You know, let's get started slowly. So what is a framework? The BromA framework is now, as you may be aware, I have divided it in two versions, okay? There is first the version which you load in your mission, which is what we're going to be using now. And there is a second version, well, not really the second version, the other version which loads in an add-on. This add-on is distributed through your mods. You already have it downloaded if you played with us. And in this add-on, now, it holds basically all the scripts, all of the loadouts, all of the images, basically a lot of the assets that we usually do not change per mission. They're just like recycle. We continue using, and then we just basically put there in that add-on to sort of like be shared with all missions. If you know anything about how Alive works, it works in the same way. You just have all of these scripts, you know, held there. And on the other hand, you have the mission, which is the parts that you are going to change. So just kind of keep that in mind. The version that you're going to download and use is the mission part, which will be changed. Which you will change, you will manipulate. And there's the second part, which is the add-on part, which you download, but you don't necessarily change it at all. It just kind of stays there. Okay, it's a little bit of a more of a technical difference, a little more of a complication. You don't really have to sweat it. but I do have to explain that because a lot of mission makers have been asking me, what's the difference? How does it work now? And so this is more or less how things have been reorganized. Of course, if you are so inclined, you're free to take a look at the source code of it. I posted a link in chat. But for those who are getting started, again, it will definitely be a little bit overwhelming. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, let's let's move on. So once you download the BromA framework, not the add-on version, the mission version, from GitHub, like I told before, just gonna go to the releases page and you're gonna download the source code. You're gonna get a zip file that's called BromA 3 framework, blah 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 blah, a bunch of shit. You're gonna open that zip file, and inside of it there will be another folder called BromA 3 framework, version 074. You're gonna double click that folder, and inside of it you're gonna have a bunch of files. Now we're gonna go back to Armor 3, and I'm going to make a new mission. Let's close this one. Can't really close anything here, so just gonna have a new. Let's use Texan Mountains. I mean, I was gonna make a mission in Tanoa, but I'm not really like familiar with Tanoa, and I really can't be bothered looking for something too complicated. Let's just use Texan Mountains. I mean, I was gonna ask for like suggestions in chat or what map should we use, but I really don't. I just kind of realized that I don't give a fuck what you guys have to say. So you can suck my balls. Let's see here. Just go in there. Alright. New mission. So let's save this. Alright. File name, Nife, CO20 underscore mission name. Operation Cerberus. There we go. That's like literally one of the randomly generated mission names that you get. All right, Crouching Cerberus. That sounds like a great idea mission name. Remember, never binarize the scenario file. Okay, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna show you guys this because this is a very important thing to do. You want to go here in Settings and you go in Preferences, and you wanna make sure that binarize new scenario files is always ticked off. And I mean always, because your shit will get fucked up. Your mission will get completely fucked if you don't have this thing ticked on. Alright, so once we do this, once we have the fucking save done, what you want to do is that you want to go to the folder called you want to go to your users folders and your documents folder, and you're going to Armor 3, my other profiles, your username in Armor 3, missions, and in there you should see your new mission folder. If you name it like my name, CO number of the players, blah blah blah, you should see there, and then a period, and then the name of the map. Then you should see, like in my case I see Mountains ACR. That basically means the Takisani Mountains. It's a little confusing, but just so you know, that's nothing to worry about. Don't have to delete that. It's just the name of the map where you're making the mission. All right, cool. Let's see here. We're gonna go and open our folder Crouching Cerberus, and just to show you guys, I'm just gonna close here my test mission. Delete this. Exclude. Yes. I'm just gonna open the project on. And I am having a hard time typing today. Mind you, I woke up like what 30-40 minutes ago, so I'm still like getting my bearings together. I'm very surprised that I even have the disposition to do this shit, man. I am a fucking moron. Hold on, I swear I know how to read. What did it call the mission again? Crouching Cerberus, I think. Yes, there it is. Open project. All right, cool. Let's go back to the coding part. And if you look here, whenever you make your mission, you're going to see that it's empty. It just basically has a mission SQM and nothing more, right? It's just empty. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drop the files that I mentioned that we downloaded from a framework. You don't have to copy the README and the Git attributes and Git ignore files that come with it. That's some stuff relating to the GitHub. I hate it. I wish I could remove that from being downloaded, but apparently you can't, so fuck me, I guess. Let's just drop the files here. Yes, you want to overwrite mission SQM. Hit OK. Boom. Alright, cool. Let's go back here. Maybe it'll update. No, do not update. Oh, please. I updated it. Come on. Be good. How do I get this thing to fucking update? Son of a bitch. Alright, fine. Let's just cover this thing up because I don't want you guys to see again all of my embarrassing fetish porn. Let's close this here. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you. Fucking bullshit, you know. Alright, there you go. Coding. Now it's back again. I just need to reopen the project, I guess. I don't know. You don't have to do this, but I just like it because it makes it a lot easier to edit. Shit. Alright. Once you download your mission and you extract in your mission folder, you're going to have all of these folders, which admittedly there are not a whole lot of them, but we're gonna start going. Something's saying. No, Chief, I don't think you are. Oh yeah, you can see the text on the bottom of the stream. I think. Probably should. But anyway, I'm gonna go over which one of these files do. Rather, I'm only gonna go through the ones that you really should worry about. Params, mission, description. Don't bother with those. That's not any use for you, at least not yet. Deck, this contains the folders where deck are gonna be taking the configurations from. These have all been automated. I don't recommend you mess with them unless you know what you're doing. You don't have to. Just close that. Framework, again, also a bunch of, you have like the plugins in the mission. You know, each one of them does a particular thing. You can read the description here. For example, let's open civilian casualty cap. Let's open main here. Oh yeah, move them to the add-on. I'll show more how to read about the plugin descriptions later in game. But for now on, just know that each one of these things is a function in the framework. You can disable them easily by just going here on this plugins.cpp. Just open this file. You have all of them here, all the ones that are being used. Suppose that you want to remove one of them. Click here, // save. There we go. There's no more headless client in the mission now. But again, if you're just learning, if you just want to be like, you know, how do I even do this? How do I even use this thing? Don't worry about this shit. Again, this is just for customization whenever you're going a little bit more advanced on the scripting. So we're going to close that because I don't like it. Engine, same thing. Have a bunch of stuff. Configs, dialogues, what the fuck are those? Events, also very complicated. Function, you know, this is like the under the hood part of the framework. It's like where the magic kind of happens. Once more, I don't recommend you mess with this here because this is all like kind of will be a little confusing. It might put you off. So all the things that I mentioned so far, I'm just saying, hey, this exists. You know, this is here. Hi. You know, I don't have to lose your mind over it. What we really want to go over, what we really want to be aware of is the mission folder. This is where you, the mission maker, is going to add most of the details in your mission to really make sure that it is up to your liking. Here on, we start off with briefings. Briefings, as you can imagine, just gonna appear in the briefing screen. Have for each different side, west, whatever. You know what? I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. I'm gonna start with the briefing because I hate writing the briefing. It sucks dick. Let's just go here. Situation. who cares? Let's just kill some ragheads for fun. Alright, cool. Save. Mission. Capture the designated zones and kill the enemy officers. Alright, cool. Support. So we'll work on that support later before I'm going to decide what we have. Enemy forces, a bunch of sheep bangers equipped with AKs and some old Soviet vehicles. Save. Alright, cool. We got our briefing. Let's close that. Let's close the briefing folder. Custom scripts relates to some things that you may wanna, like some other code that you wanna run either in init, which will run for both player and server, for the player or for the server. If you're not into scripting, don't bother with this because again, it's a little more on the complicated side. But once you start to get comfortable with the idea of scripting, you'll find that these are very useful. You know, if you just want to customize your mission without having to edit anything on the deeper parts of the framework. But for now, let's close this bitch. All right, loadouts. Let's go into loadouts later because this is a little bit of a can of worms for now. Let's jump here for the settings. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna start with the mission info. Mission info relates to some of the information that you may have inside of your mission, such as what the game mode is it. You can ignore these, like it says here. And then you have the name of the mission. And if you want a custom loading screen. Currently, you just use the default one from the framework. You can change it. I don't recommend you do. You don't want to be a little special snowflake, do you? You wouldn't want to be a special snowflake, right? Right. So we're gonna go here and just go in low name, crouching Cerberus, author. Yes, that's me. Nife? No, Nife. Powered by BromA framework Mark III Firmware 3. Made during the live stream of, I can't remember. I don't know what day it is today. What today is the 14th? Okay, 14th of August 2016. That'll make for a nice memory. All missions that I've made on these live streams, they all break afterwards, which is, just to really show how nice of a track record I have with these things. All right, we're gonna close our mission info. Boom. Settings. Settings relates to obviously the settings of the mission. You have like endings. You can customize what the endings are called. If you really want to like go crazy in your mission. But I never ever edit these because I just don't. I cannot be bothered. You have here some of the plugin settings, which, for example, like if you wanna use a round system, how many seconds you have the players to prepare. If you have a fucking the view distance scripts, like what's the maximum view distance you want. It goes without saying that I never added these settings myself because it's just a fucking ton of things to remember and I just don't even fucking care. They're all like, the settings of these are mostly good, it's like you can trust these because they're not, they're more or less what we're used to. So now we're gonna open the one that interests you. Now this is a part that if you've been like picking your nose and scratching your anus throughout this entire stream, now this is the part that you need to pucker up and listen, because this here is our good friend mission settings.sqm. So we're gonna open up this bad boy. Boom. Alright, cool. Right off the bat, you notice that everything here is very divided like in these sections, have these headers here. And if you're capable of reading, if you've gone through school, which if you're a BromA player, it's probably you didn't, but there's these things called words in English, and if you're able to decipher these words, so-called words in so-called English, you'll be able to find out a lot about what these sections do. I've annotated everything very thoroughly, but we're gonna start here. So, mission name. We're gonna go here in the mission author name, and here I can edit, for example, my own name. I'm gonna say Nife, but I can also add other values to this. You can see here it is in between brackets. But let's see here, Nife. Let's be nice here. And BromA. No, I just have to do this. BromA. Okay, Nife, BromA. Mission version, I just put in mission 5 for now because we're not done. Yes, it's a co-op. Now I have a bunch of the loadout stuff. We'll be covering this in a second. Just keep this in your mind that the loadout systems for the new framework have a bit more flavor to them. You can customize some things. You can modify some loadouts minimally. I'll get on that in a second. But for now, let's just keep going on editing. Here we have the player information. And in the framework, it works like this. I feel awkward when I say framework work. I don't know, I just don't like it. You have 3 sides per mission. Okay? The side A, side B, and side C. The reason why it is like that is because whenever you make a mission, you are not dependent on either being a TVT or a co-op. You can very easily change in between the format of a TVT or a co-op TVT if you want. So the side A usually is the side of the players, where the people that are going to be playing a co-op mission, or mostly you'll be on the same side, where they're going to be. But if you are playing a TVT, the B side is also a player side. So it becomes hard for me to say, oh right, B side is always for the enemies, A side is always for the players. That's not always true. So right from the beginning, start to think on this way, that it's side A and side B, and if you want the mission, side C. Alright? But for the sake of simplicity, we're going to go with a simple co-op mission where, yes, side A here will be the side of the players. Alright, cool. So I'm going to take a look here. So side A side, you can have east, west, east, or resistance. You can also write blue 4, up 4, or I think ind 4. But I just prefer, I like to be old school, so I just write west, east, or resistance. I'll just go here west because we want to be the good guys, right? So side A faction. All right, now it comes time to choose what faction do we want to be. If you have the framework add-on, you already have a pretty big list of factions to choose from. I will post them in the chat. Here we go. So you get to choose from all of these. I don't even know how many of them are. I don't know how to count. But for the sake of this, let's go something simple. Let's choose the Marines. Hoorah! Let's see here. They're called Marines. Alright, cool. So let's go here and add this. Marines, all uppercase. Save. Side B side. East. The bad guys. Boo! And that's for the faction. Go with Mujahideen. Mujahideen. Alright, cool. I don't want to see side because that would be mad gay. No independence. Yes, we want to allow gyps. Yes, extraction only for the side A. Don't freak out over these things here. This is really not something that you should worry about. Again, keep yourself calm as you look through these things, because I know it can be overwhelming. I know it can be like, whoa, look at all of this shit that I have to add it. No, you don't. You don't have to add it. You just saw me making the mission earlier then. I made that shit in fucking 20 minutes, and it works perfectly fine. You had objectives, extraction. I did not have to add any of these things here. So remember that these are here for the sake of the expansion. It's there are guys like Nigel who like to go really crazy with his missions, and so I made this here so that I don't lock people like that out. But at the same time, if you're just like, man, I just want to make a fucking mission, I don't even know what this does, that's okay. That's fine. Just read the comments in the green text here if you want. But if you don't want to bother, that's also just swell. Okay. So let's go here. Got the chest of the endings. Okay, you guys are not gonna harass me on Skype, right? Please don't do that. here? On... Alright, it's okay. Never mind that. We got endings. Don't bother with this either. This is just, again, for customization of the endings. And below here, whatever, who cares? Alright, let's move on. I don't give a shit. Let's close the mission settings. Looking good. Now, you have the mod settings, which you can just modify, for example, settings for like Ace. You can disable screams if you don't like screams. You can remove the litter from medical treatment. You can make the AI, invincible. You can make packs not require something. Again, you can just read the settings here and see for yourself. It just depends on what you want to do. But if ever you thought to yourself, man, isn't it really fucking stupid how we take damage from vehicle crashes? Well, okay, good. You think that's stupid? Go here, change the variable, save it, and hooray, good for you. All right, let's move on from the settings. Now we're gonna go to objectives. We're gonna go with these later. Settings, custom scripts, briefings, and the mission info. These are important parts of your mission. These are things that you need to sort of like more or less know what do they do, but they're not really the gist of the mission. They're just kind of like important, but the objectives and the loadouts is 90% of what you're going to be fixing, of where people are going to be screaming at you over, because, of course, loadouts, equipment, objectives, who you're going to be killing. That's like 90% of the fucking mission. So, before we go visit these two guys, we're going to go back to Arma 3, and we're going to design our mission. We're going to place the bits and bobs, place the chess pieces over. And just try to get this thing going. So I think if I am not going insane, I have already placed down my shit in my mission folder. As you can see here, crouching Cerberus is loaded. Sweet. So all I gotta do now is reload the mission. Just gotta open it here. So here, crouching. Open. Here we go. Oh my god, there's nothing. That's weird. What the fuck? Hello? Crouching Cerberus. I'm pretty goddamn sure. Wait, what? Mission is. For some reason, the mission did not get copied. I think I may have hit no when I said that I wanted to hit yes for this, which makes me feel like I am a challenged individual. I'm just gonna take the liberty here to just copy this, pretend that didn't happen. Whatever. What? Open. Crouching. Open. Any second now. Here we go. Alright, cool. So now we're gonna go through all of these, all of this clusterfuck of things that you see on your screen, on your editor. But before we do that, before we go into this, just take a little second and ask, if you have a question, if you're so far something that you're wondering about, it's like, oh, hey, I don't really understand, what is this for, what does this do? Go ahead, we'll take a little 5 minutes, maybe a little less, to answer whatever questions people may have. If no one has a question, we're just going to move on, but feel free to post whatever question relating to this in the chat. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna open this bag of Cheetos here. Oh yeah, baby. Wow. Oh. This is my first meal of the day, by the way. This is like my breakfast. At like 4:30 p.m. Alright. Well, So either nobody has a question or nobody was paying attention. So either way, I think we can move on. So now we're going to go back to the editor here. And first thing that I want you guys to notice, just to really give you guys a possibility, in case you missed something, to work on this on your own. I have taken the time to commentate everything you needed. So if you mouse over here, you have these two tips about the helpless client, for example, spectator. If you don't know, God, what the hell are dynamically spawned vehicles? What are these markers? I'm so confused. It makes me want to curl up in a ball and die. No, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just mouse over here, and it says, these markers represent the vehicles that will be spawned dynamically depending on the chosen loadout. Review the mission and try it out. Bam! That's it. We're wondering, it's the ammo box. What are these? Task related NPCs? Huh? What? Just mouse over, read about all this crap. It goes a long way on explaining how do these things work. But just for the sake of it, we're gonna explain them a little bit as well. You can see here the framework comes with the three sides of the mission that we're going to be using, that you may be using. I have the blue 4, the independence, and the op 4. If you want to make a mission with op 4 units, you can just delete all of the other units that you don't want. If you want to make it independent, delete the rest. Again, entirely up to you. You can see here they have the vehicles, the units. They all follow the same standard, exactly the same units. With the same, occupations, if you may put it that way. In our case, we're only going to be using the blue 4 as players, so for now on, not for now, the rest of this mission, we're going to delete those guys and save. Alright, cool. Bye bye. So let's go over this disgusting mess that we see here. If you zoom in, kind of see that. Oh wait, these are units. It's like some squads here, some markers. If you know how to read NATO markers, if you play war game, this should make sense to you, I guess. But let's see here. First off, we have extraction zone. Extraction zone. What is this? Let's see here. Extraction zone. What's the mission ends? Oh right. So you have here extraction zone called blue extraction 1, blue extraction 2, op extraction 1, blue extraction 3, and probably end extraction 1. Alright? So here are what the thing of this is. I'm just gonna move this back. Here you have these points, which once the mission starts will become the valid extraction points for the players, meaning that they must go back to these points in order to end the mission once all objectives are completed. That's it. So go back, the mission ends. If you played with us before, you know what that means. That's it. That's really it. Don't really have anything more to say about this one. Oh yeah, it plays music. Guess that's cool. Anyway, moving on, we have the dynamically spawned vehicles. I will go over these babies later, but this is a new feature of the framework Mark IV, in that these vehicles here did not exist. If you go over here on the map, you can see they're nowhere. They're just not here. Everything else is here. Wait, what? Are they underground? Okay. Apparently they're underground. That's messed up. That's weird. That's not normal. Just gonna bring them up. Hopefully it doesn't crash my game or anything. Okay. That was bizarre. Anyway, we're not going to be using displays here specific, so that should be alright. But as you can see here, none of the vehicles, they're just not there. They don't exist. These are markers. Okay, these are basically little pretty pictures that I just placed on the map, and they represent where the vehicles will be. The framework will create the vehicles based on what loadout you choose. And the advantages of that is that, for example, you can see here on the editor, I go on scenario, show required add-ons. You can see here that by the fact that I'm using Ace, it already adds Ace to the mission, because Ace is a piece of shit. Okay, it's not a piece of shit, but fuck you, the Ace team. If you're all ever watching this stream, please stop doing this, because this is really annoying. And you have these things, which basically mean, yes, Ace is required for this mission. If you haven't noticed, these things here will be required. But for example, let's go here and place down a, I don't know, like an RHS vehicle, like a VDV BTR60. Well, let's place it up. Let's see here. Here it is. And I'm gonna save. I'll go to scenario, show required add-ons, and sure as shit, now you have here A2 ported armor, made by Red Hammer Studios. You can see here. Here it is. RHS CA2 ported armor. That means that whenever I take this mission and I save, from now on, it is required that I have RHS running in order to open this mission. And if ever RHS breaks, if ever some technical issue happens with RHS, that means that the mission will be broken. I mean, it's not impossible, but it would be a pain in the ass to open the mission again if this vehicle breaks. If the mission is on the server, forget about opening. You're gonna have to like remake the mission, re-upload it, you know, and people will be really upset with you because some modder decided to break his add-on. How do you fight this? Let's go delete this, save it again. You can see that it is no longer required. But the idea is, since these vehicles are spawned dynamically, they're never part of the mission itself. Therefore, you can change them. You know, the mod can break. It doesn't matter for you. They are spawned dynamically. So I know for, you know, maybe newbies this isn't like such a big deal. It's like, doesn't seem like, oh right, okay, right. But for mission makers, this comes really handy, you know, because I know I myself, Royal, Nigel as well, had a lot of missions break because of modders that just, you know, changed their class name, specifically LOP. So it's a huge pain. So let's move on from this. Take a little zoom at our infantry dudes. Again, nothing here is special about these. Just have our infantry, our respawn points here. Respawn west. Have a bunch of groups: sniper, recon, gunner. I'm not gonna read all of these. Yeah, you can just mouse over and read them for yourself if you know how to read. Got some reporters. You can delete those if you don't want them on your mission. Got an ammo box. If you want more of them, feel free to copy and paste. One thing about the ammo box is that I want to go through here. Here. Okay. I really hate how Eden does this, because every time that you open a cargo, it just has this really nasty habit of like littering it with useless shits. Like, thankfully you have a script that deletes all that, but it just takes forever. Like, it just fucking does this thing here. Like, I hate it. I don't know why it does this. It's the most annoying shit ever. J Crow, if you're ever watching this stream, you know, please fix this, because it's really fucking annoying. But anyway, here we have this thing here, this init thing that basically says call BromA assign cargo. So you can kind of like, oh right, this is probably something related to cargo, maybe. Yes, you'd be correct in assuming that. What this is saying is basically, on this, as in this box, I want it to be blue for, also meaning, you know, for example, if I have like a radio, it's going to be the blue for radio. If I say up for here, it's going to have the up for radio. If I say, for example, NATO, it's going to have the NATO radios, which in the case the same thing as saying blue for, so on. And what I wanted to have is these things here. I wanted to have medical ADV, ammo, radio, and AT. Now it's kind of like, oh right, obviously you can conjecturize that so it's going to have medical supplies, advanced medical supplies, ammunition, some radios, and HC. That's kind of obvious, but where do these come from? Like, where do these names come from? You know, it's a little it's not explained so far. So we're gonna close this, and we're gonna direct our attentions back to the coding bit, and we're gonna go here to our loadouts folder. Now I mentioned that I did not want to open it just yet because that may be a little bit too scary, but you can ignore most of these here. But we're gonna want to open this thing called cargo lists. Double click that. All right, cool. There we go. Got, as should make a bit more sense now if you're paying attention. We should have here case medical, case medical ADV, case ammo, case ammo bag. And the idea about these things is that this just determines what kind of objects are going to be added to the cargo that you want. So we have, for example, like B chem light, that refers to blue chem light. R chem light, that's for red chem light. G chem light, that's for green chem light. So on, so on, so on. You have here for items, you have bandages, morphine, epinephrine, blood bag. But the thing is, this system is smart in a way, in that, for example, depending on the loadout that you're running, you have already it knows, for example, if you're playing as America, Americans are all rich and well equipped, so they're probably going to have a lot of bandages. But if you're playing as, like the Dagestani militia, probably don't have a whole lot of things, so they're going to have way less bandages than usual. This goes here for, medical advanced, got morphine, got blood, whatever, ammunition, you got, I'll go over this in a bit. But you have, when I start explaining about the loadouts, this will make sense. This whole thing about common rifle, common MG. If you're coming from a regular mission making background, this may be confusing. So we'll come back to this in a second. And there you go. This is basically where those things in that box come from. If I go here and I say, supposing that I want to have parachutes, I'll just go here, double click this, and then just add comma, parachutes, sorry, and then just go here and add, just do it again, comma, parachutes, boom, there you go, hit OK. Should have some parachutes in this box from now on, right? Easy peasy. I'll keep that just to make sure that you guys that I'm not lying. Let's save. Alright, cool. Let's continue going over our things. We got command. Alright, cool, whatever. This here is another thing that a lot of mission makers use in their missions. Even for a beginner, you may find some use to this. But basically what this is doing is that suppose that you have, you place down some units, from the editor into the game. It's like, oh, okay, I have these civilians, but they have the default loadout, and I don't want that. That sucks ass. So I want to change them to have the loadout that I want. So what this does here is I have this area. You see how there's this kind of this circle that they're inside of? This is called a trigger. And what a trigger does is that it has a bunch of conditions, bunch of numbers, oh my god, and conditions. Whenever these conditions are met, it does something, right? Just basically that. In our case here, we have a little bit of code, which is maybe a little scary, but if you go for this really simple, all this is saying is, listen, if the side of X, which represents whoever is inside of this trigger, if the side of those guys is civilian, but it can be, for example, up 4, or blue 4, or west, or east, if it's any of those, then I wanted to initialize this AI with a side B loadout. Now, this is complicated. this is kind of like, you know, may twist your mind a little bit, because if you're not familiar with scripting at all, this will be confusing. This will be like new. So take it easy with the things like this. You know, don't let this overwhelm you and, you know, make you worry. But just so you know, this is basically when you want units that you place down on the editor to have the same loadouts as the units that you spawn with, like deck or whatever. You know, I will keep these guys here for the sake of completion. I will show you later. They will have, I think, Mujardin loadouts. You know, it'll become like a lot more clear once you kind of see it in front of you. And here you have some of the, what do you call it, the task related NPCs, which are described in the tasks file that I'm going to show you guys in a second. And here you have another vehicle that, much like the player vehicles, is spawned. But the difference that this vehicle, although it is spawned, it can also be referenced. Again, a little bit of scripting going on here, but don't have to worry about it. It's not necessarily something that everyone will use, but I'll explain a little bit of this in a bit. Let's drag these guys somewhere that I can actually use them, because this, you know, this place here is a terrible place to demonstrate these things, because everything here is just so hilly. There's like no flat areas at all. And, I mean, well, the map is called Pakistani Mountains, so what the fuck did I expect? I'll just drop everybody here. Have enough space? I forgot that I'm using the 3D editor. Like, I think with the 2D one, where I just kind of have to like do eyeball if you have space for things or not. Let's drop everybody. So, put them on the ground. Alright, cool. By the way, I am not a master on using Eden at all. In fact, I only started when Apex came out, so a lot of you are probably already thinking, like, wow, he's doing this. You can just, you know, click this button and snaps everybody to the ground. So I apologize if I am not good at using this. But, you know, still kind of getting the hang of Eden. So, got all that. Let's take those vehicles here, those vehicle markers. I'm gonna take them, just toss them here. I wonder if there'll be enough space. There will not be enough space. Some of them will explode, but, you know, that's okay. That's fine. You know, sometimes in life it's okay if some of your vehicles explode. Just gotta live for the adventure, you know. So I think they were now good. I'm gonna save. All right. So we have in our mission a deck zone, which again I will go through in a little bit. Don't worry about it. But what we're expecting here is that these vehicles are American vehicles, and that I have marine loadouts, and also that these guys are CSATs. Okay? If everything is done correctly, hopefully you should not have any errors. Let's hit play scenario and see what unfolds. Just gonna get some more Cheetos because, you know, I need to read something. I'm fucking hungry. No, I really thought those dogs that live in like next on the other street were gonna fucking ruin this for me, but I don't know. They decided to shut up today. That's okay. I knew that would happen. You know, all was in the keikaku. Oh, to those of you who not speak Japanese, keikaku means plan. All right. So let's take a look here. As we said before, those guys, yes, they do have Mujahideen loadouts. I have a Marine hoorah loadout as well. Right, cool. Got all the shit that I need usually. Weapon fires. And although deck fucked up because again, like I said before, sometimes whenever you open the mission for the first time, sometimes deck doesn't like that and just doesn't start up. It's a little bug, but as soon as I restart the mission, I'm pretty sure that it'll work just fine. I got here Apache. By the way, these have been confirmed for the next Terraria DLC. Some little birds, armor, some Humvees. So, man, what the fuck? Why does it keep like freezing around and move the camera? Wow, such a fucking pain in the ass. And some repair trucks. Alright, cool. Everything like we planned, everything like we thought you would. So we're just gonna do something here. And now I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys a little something relating to the dynamically spawned vehicles. So we're gonna go here back to coding part, and I'm just gonna go open our settings, mission settings. And I want to change this from Marines to, gosh, what's a faction? Let's see, the CDF. There you go, CDF. Boom. And now, if I go back to Armor 3 and I hit restart, again, just like that, didn't have to look up any fucking class names, you know, any fucking editor, didn't have to place down the vehicles and look each one of them, wondering, oh no, what's a good vehicle to put there? What's a Chidaki vehicle? Which one should I use? All I gotta do was switch back to the editor, change the fucking thing to CDF, and if I spelled that correctly, I think. There you go. From the get-go, you can see that I have the CDF uniform. Have the CDF loadout, a trusty AK, I think that my game is running so slowly because of the stream that TAC is not even like initializing. Yeah, my game is like running like the fucking call right now. I'm just gonna do this just so you can see this. And as you can see, all of the vehicles that were part of the mission are now, these used to be Apaches, little birds, but now since the change of the CDF, all of the vehicles in the mission also change accordingly. So here now we have UAZs, trucks, repair trucks. So you have to do very little fussing over. Whenever you're making the missions, you can. There's like a lot of agility whenever you're setting everything up. Of course, if you do really want to change your vehicle, use a certain kind of vehicle, I'm just going to show you how to do that really quick. So like, there is a function here that I've added, if you want to make sure that you have whatever specific type of vehicle that you want. Let's suppose here that I have, let's see, what are the CDF vehicles? Let's look here in the Blue Force, CDF, cars. Let's say that I want the fucking, whoa, calm down there, bro. Let's say here that I want, oh, this is LOP. I did not recommend using LOP shit. LOP is, finicky. That's your ground forces, car, AGS 30. So if you look here on the bottom of this tooltip that I have, it says RHS, Graph, CDF, Reg, UAZ, AGS. All I gotta do, or dishcom or whatever. All I really gotta do if I want to have a dishcom is that I'm just gonna go here, I'm gonna copy a, it says here, vehicle blue 4, light vehicle 1. Just gonna copy this, just place this thing. Oh, whoops, that's a marker. That's not right. Okay, gonna take this, place this right next to me, and all I gotta do, heavy? No, just I want it to be, it's a light vehicle, and I wanted to say here, shit, I forgot how to spell dishcom. DSHKM. Okay, cool. DSHKM. Dishcom 1. Save, and let's preview. And hopefully, if everything I've done this right, we should have a vehicle that is like I want it to be, a dishcom. Now I want to direct your attention. Actually, you know what, man? See, this is the complicated part. Like a lot of things intertwining to each other so much. You know, it's like the editor that goes into the loadouts, that go into the vehicles, that go into the class names. You know, it's like I start talking about one thing, and it just like spirals into a bunch of other shit. But yes, there you go. I did not lie. We have here a dishcom for the CDF. Did not, again, still not going to be loaded into the class of the mission. Not going to be, you know, not going to be required. But still, you know, there it is. An interesting thing that you can also that you also get from this, a very good, an interesting advantage, is that say there you go, have the friendlies that are also going to be CDF units. But just for a little change before we move on from these, just to kind of want to show something else. If you go here to the editor on the coding part, then it changes to Chedaki, right? The Chedaki are the counterparts of the CDF if you play Arma 2, the campaign. And they have very similar equipment, but the difference is that you have here the green star of the CDF army. You know, that's their symbol. But now that I've changed the thing to CDF, from CDF to Chedaki, I don't even have to, you know, change the CDF, the vehicle to be the Chedaki one, because again, they both have dishcom versions, right? So if I just say, yeah, I just want this vehicle here in front of me to be a dishcom, it doesn't matter what faction or whatever. Shut up. You know, I'm gonna lower the grass here because this is gonna fuck my shit up hard. So if I change it to the faction to Chedaki and click in here restarts, hopefully we should have a same vehicle, you know, same UAZ, except with a Chedaki camo. Uh-oh, should have not done that. Huh. Guess Chedaki don't really have a vehicle for that then. Oh, give me a second. I'm just gonna check out something in their loadout then. Chedaki. What do they have for light vehicles? I have UAZ. Insurgents, DS, HKM. Yeah, they do have it. That's weird. They should have this. That's unusual. That's messed up. That should have not have happened. I don't know. I guess I have to look into this, into these loadouts. Like another thing that I want to mention about these loadouts is that a lot of them are imperfect. Like a lot of them have issues. For example, Tuck the other day. Yeah, I guess it doesn't. I guess this one doesn't really have it. The dishcom variants. It's weird. I think I have to look into this one. Yeah. Chedaki Levicos, maybe a bug with the Chadaki loadouts. Probably, let me just do like just a little something here. I just want to see if the RHS Chadaki vehicles are bugged. Just give me 1 second. We'll resume right quick. If you've been waiting for the moments where something goes wrong in the stream and you can, just kind of go like, it doesn't even know its own framework. This is that moment. Go. I'm just gonna see if they're getting their vehicles. Yeah, they got a jet, they got Apache, they got shits. Yeah, there's something odd. Okay, the Chadaki vehicles are not usable. There's something. I think that the class names from the RHS vehicles are very different. But well, anyway, you get the idea. I'm just gonna go back here. Let's change to Marines again, and let's go back to the. Okay. All right. Cool. So there you have it. This is more or less the principle behind these dynamically spawned vehicles, and including for this one. Now we're gonna go for something else, which are the tasks. Since I already know how to use these things, this thing here, I'm just gonna separate this trigger. I'm gonna delete those guys. Bam, goodbye. See you later. And I'm gonna delete the comments because I don't like the comments. Just gonna go here. There we go. Delete. Boom. Saves mission. Makes the mission smaller. All right, neat. The next step of the mission is, I think, just kind of try to give it some direction already. Is to set up, I guess, the enemies. I don't know. We can go both ways in this. Look, says this is like the third time you've made a joke like that. I mean, it wasn't funny then. It's not funny now. Let's just go here and. Man, I'm wondering, like, we should just go for the loadouts or the objectives. It's let's go for the mission for the AI. Let's go for the enemies in the mission. So, all right, let's go a little bit and talk about mission design. Right? How do you design a mission? How do you make the mission fun to play? I don't know. I never made a fun mission before, but how do you make a mission that's playable? One thing to really understand in a way that I, for example, go about, designing the mission, sort of like what I want the mission to be like, is I think of this as an RTS. I try to think of this as sort of like I'm playing an RTS game, and think of it like as the enemy commander. How would you go about, organizing your units? What place would you heavily defend? What place would you not heavily defend? And then it kind of like applies some sort of like game design balance to it. Obviously you don't want to make everything too hard. You want to, keep in you don't want to just fill the cities of only armor. Obviously it would just be ridiculous. But you kind of want to keep it in a way that it has some harmony, some logic to it, but at the same time, it is beatable. It's winnable. It's something that the players can play and win at it. So, in order to do this, usually what I like to start doing is I like to start placing markers in the mission. Markers that will tell me what areas have what. And from there on, I just kind of like build upon it. We're gonna switch here to markers. Quizno, to answer your question, I don't hide the secret weapon caches. I just spawn them for myself. Like, I just basically script them in and delete them before anyone can notice anything. So, they don't have to be hidden everywhere. All right, so We're gonna go here. Let's see. We'll make this our starting point. Whatever. That looks good enough to me. This little tiny shitty city. Look at it. So beautiful. So innocent. I can already imagine the players walking around here shooting shit. It's beautiful. I love it. I'll jerk off to this when the mission happens. But for now, let's just go here. Let's place some markers. All right. So NATO markers up for. Let's see. I want this city to have just infantry. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it clean. So, how do you do this? Fucking, god damn it, Eden. Like, I don't get. I figured this out. Like, I was trying this. Sort of like not to. Oh yes, sorry. You cannot place markers on 3D mode. I forget. Yes. So we're gonna go here. Infantry. There you go. It's on the infantry marker here. Cool. So now let's place it over because I don't want it to fuck with the plans for the players. Let's make it a little bit bigger, maybe. I don't know. Just shit. How do you like uniformly scale something here? I have a hard time figuring this editor out. It's very mysterious to me. Okay, that looks a little like the aspect ratio is a little fucked, but let's move on. So, alright, now we have Hosritzmum. Alright, if this state is important enough to have a name, surely it's enough to have at least some mechanized units. Well, at least some motorized units. Let's put some technicals in here later. Alright, just a reminder. Scale this bitch up. My god, it's a little too big. Alright, then you got Sultan Safe. I recall Sultan Safe, isn't it? This is like Takistan, right? Why Manada? Oh yeah, this is like the northern end of Takistan. I don't remember. So Sultan Safe. Let's have some support coming from here. Let's have like a HQ maybe. No, let's have some armor coming from here. The armor just like rolls downhill and players are like down there and they see the armor coming. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, we got armor coming!" Fuck, just like all Black Hawk down, like really fucking gay, So just go here and put some mechanized marker. Let's increase the size of this baby boy up. All right, cool, looking good. Okay, no, it's looking terrible. And good. For good measure, let's add some HQs that will support these dudes. Maybe coming from this area here. Yeah, it looks flat enough, right? If I was gonna build a HQ, surely I'll build it in the open space in an oil field. Absolutely. So here, HQ, scale it up. Alright, cool. No, not cool. Man, I am not good at this, Okay, alright. Good. Let's save the mission. Just to make sure. Alright, so everyone who looks at this will see, oh hey, cool, infantry, motorized HQ, and mechanized, or more likely they would just say, what do these markers mean? And probably, you have to rely on someone who knows what they're doing. Let's take this other marker here, which is a, I swear I can do this, hold on. With you. There you go. This is our rectangle. This is our AO. This marker here represents the AO, or the area of operations. I want to make this nice, wide, much like your mom's gaping anus. Here. All right, looks good. It encompasses the entirety of the AO. Alright, sweet. Let's save that. I'm going to go ahead and delete these extraction points because I don't want them, most of them. We're just going to keep the one for blue 4. Going to take this here, drag, put it here, cool. Alright. So here's what we're going to do next. Let's take this trigger and put it here. Now, what have I just done? This trigger is going to represent what we call a deck zone. A deck zone is where it's sort of like a limit where the AI will be spawned and where it will patrol and defend. They will look for houses and they will, search houses inside of the zone. They will patrol the roads. They will use static emplacements. Within that zone, the AI will maintain its presence. So I want this area here to be defended by the AI. So I'm just gonna, just gonna extend this here, extend it there. Let's make it like a little bit bigger so they kind of like patrol the outskirts of the city as well. Cool. Let's name this TRG1. Or no, let's call it Zone 1. Zone underscore 1. Alright, perfect. Zone 1. Now we're here in Huruzimam. Gonna paste it here. That becomes Zone 2, as you can see. Just scale it down a little bit, just a touch. And cool. All right, you can see the zone here. Sort of kind of a little subtle, but you can kind of see like a bluish thing around the area. Not really too big, but it's a lot easier to find in the 2D editor. And we're gonna go up here and paste the one in Salted Safe. Just gonna paste it up here. Bit smaller. Don't want your armor peeking out, easy pickings for the enemy. And cool. And that just placed down our camp. We call it Camp 1. Let's make it smaller. Way smaller. Make sure it doesn't just spawn like all over the place. Camp 1. Awesome. Cool. We got our emplacements for the mission, or the zones are placed. Should be pretty clear. I'm just gonna like do this thing here that I like doing just to really make sure that the players know where they should not cross. Forward. Let's increase the size of this. Let's make the collar off 4. Huh? Oh, I said no. Go. Or just kind of like spells, from here onwards, bad guys, be careful. Intelligence suggests that there are enemies beyond this area. So I'm just gonna save this here. Alright, cool, sweet. Now that we got our zones all placed, all named accordingly, beautiful, pretty, just gorgeous to look at, just. We're going to go back to our editor. Now, how long have I been streaming this already? 1 hour and a half. Let's go here to the coding. And now, we're going to close all this garbage. Bye. I did leave the settings into Marines, right? Yes, Marines. Cool. We're going to open Mission AI within the Objectives folder. Let's open that. Alright, so, boom. A bunch of shit. Once again, the header is fully commentated. You are more than welcome to read this and try to get an idea what this will do. This first bit here you can ignore. It's just if you're going to be spawning specific AI. Again, a little more complicated. Not something that you should concern yourself with, at least not right now. But this here says, listen, if you're the Mission AI controller or, headless clients or a server or whatever, just do these things for me. Yeah, cool, thanks, bye. So here we're saying, okay, if the deck plugin is in the used plugins, meaning if you have deck activated, let's wait 5 seconds and then do all of these things. Now, I have included a bunch of examples of zones. How to spawn a zone. How do you create a zone? How do you write a zone and make the AI appear? And here you have a bunch of examples. For example, like easy enemies. All you gotta do is just copy paste this and just paste this up here. Alright? Really easy like. So the first thing you want to do, you want to select the name of the trigger that you chose before. Remember, the trigger that you chose before. So for example, if you go back to our game. We have here zone 1. Thing is called zone_1. I'm gonna copy that. I go back here to coding, and I'm gonna paste. Boom. All right, zone 1 now is being used as the example, the anchor for this one. So in order to spawn AI, it is as easy as writing a sentence in English. The framework will read this English sentence and it will create the AI based on it. Like if you can read this English sentence, you can make AI spawn. So what we're saying here is create an activated, meaning they start already moving, easy, but we don't want it easy, we want normal, you know, because usually you just want to play with them normal. Easy is just, again, they're just retarded, they do nothing right, they can even hit the shots at you. Normal, default, that goes for their loadouts. And if you say here NATO, or if you say here CSAT, they will go, you know, into being that. But if you say default, for example, and if I say enemy, they will be, like I said before, remember, the side B enemies. They'll take for the side B faction. So if I say here enemy zone, that means a Mujahideen zone. If I say friendly, they will be you know, Americans, like, you know, like I've shown before. You know, for the sake of it, it's gonna go here back to BromA 3. I want to show you guys just what the friendly zone look like. I'm just gonna place one here. Let's call this F zone 1 for friendly zone. All right, cool. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Save and go back. I'm just gonna call here F zone 1. I'm gonna say created and activated normal friendly zone. And from here on, you say named. You can say anything or whatever. But let's just give our zone the name. Let's give it. Let's name our zone. You know, so named friendly zone 1. Do not use spaces. Spaces here are important. On network random. Now, networks are another concept that comes from DAC, which basically means, supposing, let's go back here to our BromA 3, that we have here these two zones here, right? Sultan Safe, zone 3, and Haruzman in zone 2. Now, man, I want these guys to help each other, you know? They gotta give each other a hand. You know, Sultan Safe is under attack, Haruzman goes under support, and vice versa. How do I do this? This is how networks come in place. What you want to do is that you want to go here and set on network random, which means I don't care what fucking network you're in, you know, suck a dick. Just go say network 1, or network 2, or 3, or 4, so on and so on and so on. We're gonna keep our network here on network like 5, I don't know, this is sort of the friendly zone, so you don't want them to be in the same network. You don't want the friendly zone to support the enemy zone. That'll result in some awkward shit. And here on you can say with one squad, or if I want to say, you know, fire team or group, you know, just things like that. But I'm gonna go here with you know, with 2 squads. No, there's a 1 squad, because 2 squads is a lot of people. It's just got like fucking 12 units and crazy shit. With 2 squads of infantry and 2 groups of armor. Cool, there you go. Alright, now let's do this for the same thing here. So let's refer to our markers back again. For the first zone, we got, alright, zone 1, this is only infantry. Man, this duration, this marker is really fucked up. I mean, I've done a fucking 10 out of 10 job, you know, and getting these things to look good. So so here we have infantry. So infantry only. Let's go back here. Zone 1, created and activated normal default friendly. Nope, not friendly. They're gonna be enemy zone name. It can be name anything. I don't care for this one. On network 1. Right, cool. With 1 squad. No, let's make like 5 groups like 5 fire teams. Alright, cool. Good. Copy, paste. Now I'm pretty sure that on our second zone we had something like mechanized. There was some vehicles or motorized. Yeah, we had a motorized team there. So same thing here. Couldn't activate a normal enemy zone. Named anything in network 2 because this one is, you know, as you can see here, further behind. So, you know, they should have a different, you know, radio network going on. So gonna be a network 2 with you know, 3 groups of infantry, and 5 groups of vehicles. Cool. So we're gonna have some vehicles laying down some support for them. Nice. And now in this zone here, zone 3, same thing. Blah 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 blah. Network 2, yeah, whatever. But let's just go here with 1 squad. You know, just more like supporting, just like protecting. You know, the armor, and 5 groups of armor. Boom. Second. Alright, sorry about that. Oh, there we go. So we got this thing here. Alright, cool. Zone 1, 2, 3. Alright, if we've done everything correctly, we should have in our map a zone with friendlies, 3 zones with infantry, vehicles, and armor. And yeah, that really oh, right, we're forgetting the camp. We cannot forget the camp. The camp is also an important part because, again, if you see here, we've got this thing here in the middle, camp 1, which should be supporting the 2 of them. How do we do that? Simple. Go back here to coding. There's an example here again of camps. There's an example that says camp supporting a network. I'm gonna take that one here. Paste camp 1. Alright, cool. Create 1 normal default friendly. No, not friendly. We want an enemy. Camp named anything. Yeah, sure. On network 2. Perfect, yes. We want it to be on network 2. With 25 responsive infantry. Yeah, sure. Just the infantry, I guess. Alright. We don't want to send too much shit into the players. There we go. 25 responsive infantry in case the camp is not destroyed. Right, that looks good. I guess let's go test. Let's go see if it works. Let's go back to number 3. Hit the preview button. And just see everything's working alright. Guys, again, I know this is like this. Now we're kind of like the stream is running long a little bit. We're getting to kind of like these concepts. If your attention span is kind of like starting to like wane a little bit, is like, you know, shit. Like, what did he say again? Feel free to drop questions in the chat. I do read it from time to time. I'm just kind of like alt-tabbing around. But I'm just gonna take like a little 5 minutes to answer whatever questions you guys may have in a second. Just gotta really make sure that. Oh, there. Wait. I think I may have forgotten to change something. Oh, my bad. I made a mistake here. I misnamed this just to show you guys. The camp is named camp_1, and over here I wrote it as camp 1. That'll not work. That'll, you know, obviously give me an error. Just a matter of forgetting one thing here. Let's go back here to armor 3. Just gotta hit restart. Alright, hopefully we're not gonna get an error again. I say boom, boom, boom. You say bam, bam, bam. No, here goes a dog. Here go the dogs barking again. Are they like activating the microphone? No, they're not. Thank fuck. All right, that's great. Okay, I am a marine. Alright, deck is gonna go. Also, like, you're gonna see there in the top, that deck only has like one zone, and that should obviously be weird to you. It's like, what? I made like a bunch of zones. That's just an issue that deck has. If you look here in the map, you should see you have a blue circle, another circle here, another circle here. As you can see, all the shit that we ordered is appearing. You can see the units have their waypoints. You can see here that they're going to like these places, moving around. There's a camp, but you know, enough talking. Let's see. Let's go check out those guys that we created. You know, we made them. It's only fair that we get to see them. Sort of fog. I don't know why that happened. So there you go. As oh man, this is gonna be hilarious. Let's see this. It's probably gonna run everybody over. Good job. This is some great driving. Okay, this guy apparently took driving lessons with the niece, that guy, the niece truck driver. All right, so you know, there you go. Like I said before, we got some LAV dudes, looking good Marines. Got a vehicles there, but that's not what I'm after. I think I asked for a squad, or what did I ask for? I asked for 1 squad of infantry and 2 groups of armor. Let's just show you this so you guys are not bullshitting. 1 squad of infantry.